Alright guys, the next system update we're going to cover is the new change to throw text coming in April. The reason Capcom is changing this is because they want to get rid of one of the most used and abused option selects in the game, and that is the jump tech option select. So you might be asking yourself, wait, what? What's a jump tech option select? Or even what is an option select? Well, that's pretty much what this video is about. I'll be going over how to do the jump tech option select and how Capcom is planning on dealing with it. So Capcom has been trying to get rid of the jump tech option selects for a while now. The first thing they did was increase the takeoff frames when you jump up or when you jump back, and it makes it so most of the characters in the game take 4 frames to jump rather than 3 like it was at launch. And if you guys remember this, it caused a little bit of controversy because people felt it was an indirect buff to grapplers since you have more time to slap them with an attack before they leave the ground if they're scared of you command grabbing them. Unfortunately, this change didn't really do much. You can still easily do the option select, but to be fair though, it did get rid of some of the weird option selects in the game when it was first released. Alright, so first off, what is an option select? Well, an option select is basically a series of inputs that cover multiple situations in your favor. I know that didn't help, but of course I'll show you guys a simple example. So let's take Ryu here. A lot of Ryu players during the launch of the game like to use their standing light kick. You guys remember this normal when it used to be good? But anyways, you do standing light kick and you quickly input an EX fireball as you press the button. So you go 1-2 like this. 1-2. And you'll notice that when I'm just hitting thin air, nothing happens. I do my standing light kick and that's it. But if the opponent happened to walk in the range of my standing light kick, either he was dashing in on me or he just walked forward, or maybe he was sticking out a button and then my standing light kick happened to swat it in the air as it was coming out, then all of a sudden the EX fireball will come out. So it'll look like this. Nothing, and it comes out. Magic. This is called a buffer option select. Now times this by 1000 and welcome to Street Fighter. Alright, so moving on, what is the jump tech option select? Well, this option select basically covers melee attacks, throws, shimmies, and it also resets you back to neutral. So very, very powerful. This is mostly used when the opponent knocks you down, and many pro players use it, and it's pretty easy to do with practice. Alright, so this OS is done in 3 steps. Step 1 is to hold down back for a brief moment. Step 2 is to hold up back and press throw at the same time. And then step 3 is to return to down back right after. So in real time it'll look like this. Okay, so let me show you guys how powerful this option select actually is. So let's get Ryu over here to knock me down and throw me as I'm getting up. Just a common scenario, so he'll sweep me and he's going to throw me just as I'm getting up. So I'll show you guys what happens when I use my option select. Protect. Show you again. One more time. Okay, so if you guys are wondering how long am I holding down back for after I'm getting up, pretty much as soon as I see Ryu stand, it's already at that moment where I'm going to jump back and press throw and then go to down back again. So it's a very, very brief moment, and I'll explain why soon. So this option select takes advantage of the really long throw tech window, which I think is 7 frames. So even though when I'm getting up off the ground, I'm holding down back for that very brief moment, even if he throws me the second I get up off the ground, I still have time to tech that throw, which I'm doing by jumping back and pressing throw at the same time. Now, let's say the opponent gets sneaky and his timing is off and he throws me just a little later than normal, so I'm outside that window. Well, by that time, I'm already jumping back anyways. So I'm jumping back, you're invincible to throws while you're jumping, so it covers that option too. So if the opponent's even doing a command grab, and his command grab is not a perfect meaty where he's grabbing you the second you're getting up, you'll still avoid it by jumping back and pressing throw at the same time. Alright, so let me show you guys what happens now when Ryu tries to do a meaty attack on me after knocking me down. So I'm going to get Ryu to sweep me, and then he's going to stick out a button, and as I'm getting up, the button is already going to be out waiting to hit me. So I'll use the option select this time. Show again. One more time. So basically what's happening is that's why I start off by holding down back for a brief moment. So just in case he's sticking out an attack, I will block it. And then I'll have more than enough time to still tech the throw while jumping backwards. So it covers both options. So that's already pretty powerful enough as it is, but now I'll show you what happens if the opponent tries to shimmy me. So I'll get him to shimmy me now, so he's going to knock me down, try to make me bait a throw by walking in and then walking out, and then he's going to try to punish me for whiffing that throw. So now I'll show you what happens when I use the option select. I simply just jump back with the light kick. So I'll show again. So when you guys are watching those pro replays all the time, or you're watching tournaments and you see the pro players all of a sudden jump back like this all the time, now you know why that is, because they're doing that option select. So you guys might be wondering, why do I go to down back after I jump back and press throw? And it's pretty much just a safety net, like a precaution, in case they do a low attack after a meaty. So I'll show you an example. So let's say Ryu does a medium punch on me, and then goes for a low attack right after. If I just hold up back and press throw, I'll get hit by the low right after. Like that, for example. But if I go to down back, then I'm already, making sure just in case that I don't get hit afterwards. So it's just like an extra thing. You don't have to input this. If you think it's easier to just go up back and press throw, then go ahead. So if you guys want to practice this yourselves, all you gotta do is just turn on the 4 recordings at once. And what will happen is the training dummy will do one of these 4 options randomly and you won't know. So that's a really good way to practice it, and it won't take too long. So obviously there's some counters to this, like there's some characters where they can actually just see you jump back and do this and they can punish you for it. Like Karen's a really good example where she can catch you with her Tenko. But for the most part, Capcom doesn't like the idea of people not using their brains, pretty much, right? They don't want you to have something that just covers so many options at once. And like I said, you don't just use this when you're knocked down, guys. There's a lot of situations. Someone air resets you, for example. There's a lot of scenarios where this will actually work. So I can definitely understand why Capcom wants to get rid of this. So with all of this explained, we can finally arrive to the point of this video, which is what has Capcom done to remove this option select, or hopefully removed it. We don't know yet. Well, what they did is they made it so you can't tech throws while holding up. So basically when I'm holding up back and pressing throw, if the opponent times his throw right when I'm getting up, he will be able to throw me. So that pretty much should cure the problem, hopefully, unless people figure out a timing window where they can cover that option as well. So if Capcom is successful in getting rid of this with that patch, then I wonder if Capcom is going to keep the jumps at 4 frames. I'm really curious, because then they basically don't need it anymore, but I guess there were some other option selects that I would create if we brought it back to 3. So that wraps up the video, guys. Hopefully you found this informative and you guys understand what this change is and what the jump tech option select is as well. Don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, especially if you guys are new, because I'll be covering more of the patch notes in really great detail in the future. So, take care everyone, peace out.